Those changes have been made. It's important those changes were made, and it's good that they have been. And for those reasons, in spite of the reservations we had originally, Labor will support the bill.
Maggie Barry.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak to this bill and I would like to echo some of the sentiments that were raised by the local member who proposed it. I think Chester Burrows is an excellent local member of Parliament. As he pointed out when he worked through the background to this bill and the history of this bill, it's been a long time coming. The people, 162 members, 400 individual people and the 162 connections, they've been working on this for about 12 years. There have been bureaucratic changes, which the member who just sat down outlined accurately, so I won't go into those, but there really needed to be a common sense approach to this, and as a local member, Chester came to this House and had an excellent idea. Now, the Greens have opposed it, and I wonder if therein lies the problem, that they don't have local members. They don't have to listen to anyone who doesn't think the way they do. They don't actually represent a group of people and have to actually take a local cause to a wider arena and explain it, argue it through. They just cocoon themselves in their own little mad green world and say this is what matters, we think it's right, and therefore it is. Therefore it must be so.
A point of order. Materia Tura.
I take personal offence at that reference and ask that she be made to withdraw and apologise for it.
Speaking to the point of order, Honourable Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, in the course of an earlier contribution from a member to the party to the right of the Greens, there were very crude assertions made about the motivations of a colleague of ours, Shane Ardern, implying corruption and other things. And I think there does need to be some degree of robustness about points such as those being raised.
Speaking further to the point of order.
Yes, sir. Now, I don't. If the member is taking offence at something that somebody else has said, then he is quite entitled to. But I have made explicit reference to an explicit statement concerning mental health issues that Maggie Barry has accused the Greens of, and I take personal offence at that, and I ask that she be made to withdraw and apologise for her comment.
I'm just struggling to recall the comment that was made and the context in which it was made.
Yeah.
So it didn't.
Specific.
Be very careful but helpful.
And I won't repeat the comment, Mr. Speaker, but there's no doubt that the member referred to the Greens generally, the parliamentary Greens, as having mental health issues.
Having been? Mental
health issues.
Did the member do that?
At all.
I reckon that's a breach of privilege.
Order. Materia Ture.
Point of order, sir. She knows what she said. She knows the word that she used. And I'm asking that you require that she be made to withdraw and apologise for the use of that word.
I'm going to ask the member to withdraw the comments. I'm going to ask the member to withdraw the comments.
Mr Speaker, I'm just not wishing to cause any trouble. I'm just not sure which comments.
Well, just withdraw.
They don't represent electorates? I'm just not sure.
I'm going to ask the member to withdraw the comments that caused offence.
I don't know which comments they were, Mr Speaker.
I've given the member the words.
Withdraw the comments that caused the offence.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr Speaker. No, I don't. So...
Order. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Stop being so offensive.
Huh? Yeah. Well, thanks very much. So I need the permission of the heckler opposite, do I, before I continue?
Thank you. Look, we're making quite reasonable progress. I've asked one member to withdraw. I could have asked the member to withdraw his comments as well. I'm not. I'm just going to give a general warning. Let's make some progress on this bill. Thank Maggie Barry.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I will resume. So as Chester Burrows, the local member, so eloquently put it earlier, why did they want to make this change? Why did the people of Cold Creek, some 400 members of them in this connection, want to go to all this trouble and fight for 12 years? Because it is a common, sensible approach. They want to run their own water supply and they should be allowed to do so. It is an excellent idea. I think The other point that Chester made, which I think is particularly useful, and again it comes back to representing a group of people as opposed to just a broad philosophical negativism, the farmers had to borrow money to set up that scheme, and it was a not inconsiderable amount of money at the time that they put the scheme in motion. So they had made an investment and they felt that they needed to own it, and I think that is a point that came through loud and clear in many of the submissions that we received on this particular bill, and I think that they have the right to have that sense of ownership, and that's why we all support what Chester has said and we all support this legislation. If these people want to run their own scheme, why stop them? It is a very good thing, I think, too, that the local iwi, Ngā Ruahinerangi, have advised that they are not interested in acquiring this asset as any part of any future claim. This has been referred to constantly by the opposition. The iwi somehow feel marginalised. According to all the evidence that came before our select committee, Mr Speaker, they were very happy with the arrangement and were not interested in acquiring the asset. They had been consulted, perhaps not all of them in every bit of the detail, but on the whole there was enough accord to make it seem as if it's an excellent community initiative, and I think that this is a piece of legislation that should proceed through the House directly and without opposition, and I commend it to the House, Mr Speaker.
This is normally a split call, Labor not seeking a call. David Clendon has the call.